Well, if it is Mandy, why didn't you tell me you're out?
Hello, Freddie. What do you want?
Why haven't you looked me up?
I've been busy.
You're looking as good as ever, ma'am.
I'm not coming back, Freddie.
Your customers have been asking after you.
I'm off the game.
You can ask whatever you want, you know.
I'm going straight.
Sure you are.
Look, Freddie, my man will be back soon, and I don't want you hanging around, so get out.
Look, if you change your mind, that's where you'll find me. See you around, Mandy.
Hello, love. So, how'd you go today? Find yourself a job?
Oh, Eddie, it's hopeless. All morning I've been slogging around from agency to agency. As soon as they find out I was inside, forget it.
Well, why don't you?
What?
Forget it. I told you don't need to work. You got me to look after you.
I can't sit around all day doing nothing. I've got to do something.
Yeah, well, you're going about it in the wrong way. I mean, these agencies are a waste of time. What you got to do is use the direct approach.
Where would I start?
Well, why not try the Monarch Hotel? They're looking for kitchen staff.
How do you know?
Because I was doing a job there this morning. And they sacked one of the girls for talking to me.
Oh, and what were you talking about?
I don't know, I wasn't listening, was I? I was too busy thinking about what I'd get when I got home for lunch. Anyway, there's a job there, and if you were to get over there this afternoon, you got a good chance of getting it.
In the kitchen? You mean washing dishes and things?
Yeah, I suppose so. Well, what's wrong with that? It's a job, isn't it?
Yeah. Okay, I'll give it a go. Thanks, Eddie.
Good on you. So, what's to eat?
Oh, well, there are some fish fingers there.
I think I might just have a sandwich, you know?
I'll make it.
Oh, okay.
Tomato with it?
Yeah.
What's that?
Oh, it's from Bea. It's a birthday card. She made it herself.
You didn't tell me it was your birthday?
Oh, it's not for a couple of days. Bea was just getting in early. I don't go over there that much these days. There's not a great call for my services since they let you out.
No, and there better not be either.
Hey, listen. What say I get me ladder out and we go up in the ceiling, you know, just for old time's
Oh,
sake?
stop it. I'm trying to make you lunch.
I'm sure at one time or
I
another.
still think it was a silly idea.
What is it that
I
makes
read this
a
thing in a
successful
comic,
businessman?
Lizzie, about a person losing their memory.
It wasn't the idea that was silly, it was your hopeless acting, wasn't it?
Good, how can anyone pretend they haven't got a brain?
You wouldn't have to pretend.
Quiet. Miss Masters, welcome to Australia and to our program. Thank you, Marcia. It's a great pleasure for me to be here. Well, can I begin by asking you the million-dollar question? What's the secret of your success? Oh, that's quite easy to answer. I feel that we have an obligation to help women, through our range of beauty products, to not only look beautiful, but to feel beautiful as well. There's an old saying that beauty is in the eye of the beholder. At Lyria, we feel that beauty is in the soul of the beheld.
Tell you what,
So
I wouldn't
you
mind
see
being
yourself
held
as
by that
something
big
of a
beauty sitting
beautician
next to her.
of
What do you
this
reckon, Lizzie?
In a manner
I
of
still
speaking,
think it
yes.
was a
Well,
stupid
you
idea.
the possibility of setting up an Australian branch of your organisation. Does it bother you that several of your major competitors are already well established here? Oh, no, not at all. Mr. Brandon, my executive assistant, can explain.
As Miss Masters told you, Lyria International has a unique approach to the marketing of cosmetic preparations. Obviously, we made extensive preliminary studies.
I was watching that.
You fancy him too, do you?
professional interest. I used to be in the beauty business myself. She just had better luck than I did.
Oh, yeah, about $1 million better.
Hey.
What?
What's up with Frankie?
How do you mean?
Well, why's she gone all sweetness and light all of a sudden?
Well, I don't know.
Oh, don't give me that. You two have had your heads together in the garden all morning.
Look, honestly, I don't know anything.
Hands held up nicely since the accident. Pity if something like that should happen again.
Frankie'll kill me if I say anything.
And what do you think we'll do if you don't?
Yeah. Cop this one. I reckon she's trying to tunnel her way out.
We thought we'd bring you a cup of tea, Mrs. Jackson.
Thank you.
Hey, Doreen.
Yeah?
You want to hear a fairy story?
Oh, I'd love to.
Well, once upon a time, there was this little girl that was locked up for being naughty. And her kid brother said, why don't you get a parole? And then we can live happily ever after on a little farm way out in the country. Only trouble was, she couldn't behave herself long enough to get a parole. The brother got sick of waiting, moved up the cross, and became a poofter.
Oh, that's nice. I like a happy ending.
I want to see the governor.
What about?
I want to see her now.
You'll see her when she wants to see you.
Well?
I want to go back to working in the laundry.
Why? I'm not so sure that's such a good idea.
Just want to, that's all.
Not if you're really trying to stay out of trouble.
I can look after myself.
Very well. It's your choice. Doyle, just keep remembering how much you have to lose if you cause trouble. What happened?
Well, I think Bea and the others found out she's trying to get paroled. They're giving her a hard time.
Well, I suppose it was bound to happen.
Yes. Any news from the police on the Lynn Warner case?
No, not yet. You're really convinced she's telling the truth, aren't you?
I think the odds are pretty good.
5 to 1 she doesn't make it through tomorrow without cracking.
Oh, a fat chance she's got with you and Bea riding her.
Oh, you can never tell with Frankie. All the other girls are taking a bet.
Oh, all right then. 2 packs of fags.
Oh, you're on.
You think you're pretty smart, don't you? You ever try anything like that again, you'll be sorry.
Why, what are you going to do, Frankie? Hit us with your halo?
Oh. Anyone else got any questions? Truth of the matter is, I got lonely for you. Did you miss me?
No.
I missed you. Bitch. You keep.
Well, this is where you'll be working if you decide to take the job.
I'll take it.
Good. Oh, there is one other possibility. I've got this vacancy in room service at the moment. We're taking a risk putting you in there without experience, but, well, you're a very pretty girl. Well-spoken. But a shame to see these sweet little hands get all hard and wrinkled from washing dishes, huh? Well, do you want to give it a try?
Yes.
I must emphasize it's only on a trial basis. You'll have to live up to my expectations. Good. Well, let's get on with it, eh?
Where the hell's that champagne?
It's on the way.
Phone again. You can forget these. We'll use the standard campaign.
Helen, that campaign was worked out by some of the best brains in the business. Mine included.
Well, I don't like it. We'll use the existing format.
The existing...
Good afternoon, sir. Room service.
Yes, bring it in. Would you open the champagne, please? The existing format is 15 years old and 14 years out of date.
It's not out of date. If it gets results, we use it. What the hell are you doing?
Opening the champagne.
Well, there's no need to take all day about it. What are you, some sort of imbecile?
Oh, I'm sorry. This is my first day on the job.
That's no excuse for incompetence. You take hours to get here and you can't even serve the drinks properly. What is this, a hotel or a mental institution?
I don't know. You're staying here, not me.
Get her name, report it to the management, and wipe that stupid grin off your face.
It seems I have to ask you your name.
It's Marilyn. Marilyn Mason. Look, this is my first day on the job. If you report me, they'll throw me out.
Well, I wouldn't want that on my conscience, would I? Now, look, don't worry. Just leave it to me. I'll talk to her.
Hello?
Has Dr. Miller left yet?
Hold on. Dr. Miller, telephone call for you.
Hello?
It's Vera Bennett here. I just wanted to thank you for all your help since my mother died.
Oh, it's all right. How are you feeling?
I'm fine. I've just finished making all the arrangements. There's nothing left to do until the funeral. I wondered if you weren't doing anything, if you might like to come over for a meal tonight.
Well, I'd like to, Vera. I'm a bit tied up for the next week or two. Maybe some other time.
Yes, maybe some other time. I'm sorry to have bothered you.
I think you've had enough.
You're not paid to think. Just fill the glass.
You make me look like a fool, Helen.
That's the one thing you're quite capable of doing without my help.
Look, why did you report her after I promised you wouldn't? She's probably been fired because of it.
She deserved to be reported. I don't tolerate incompetence or rudeness.
It was her first day on the job. She was nervous.
Dear James. Still got a soft spot for common little working-class sluts.
They are human.
Ha! What they are is pathetic. They have neither the intelligence or the ambition to make anything of themselves. They deserve to be exploited.
Yeah, well, you'd know all about that.
I don't notice you complaining about it, except when it affects your chances of making one of them. We both know you've got the hots for her. But you can't have her. So why don't you just forget about it and concentrate on your contractual obligations?
I don't think so.
You do as you're told.
I'm not in the mood for your particular brand of humor tonight, Helen. I think I'll go out and see how the human beings are getting along these days.
James! You look terrible.
This may come as a surprise to you, Helen, but we don't all sleep fully dressed and wrapped in cellophane.
Pour me a scotch while you're at it.
On closer inspection, I'd say I wasn't the only one who had a heavy night.
I've half a mind to fire you for walking out on me.
Yeah, well, you suit yourself. The way I feel right now, I couldn't care less.
I hope it was all worthwhile. Did you find your little blonde waitress?
I wasn't looking.
Then where were you all night?
I thought that was fairly obvious. In a bar.
Morning, sir. Detective Sergeant Grace, CIB. This is Constable Hall. We'd like a word with Miss Masters.
What about?
Morning, madam. I understand you have in your possession a rented motor vehicle. White, a Jaguar. Registration AHH818.
Yes, I am renting a white Jaguar. I have no idea of the license number.
You have the keys?
No, I always leave them in the car.
Do you realise that's against the law in this country?
No, I don't. Look, what's this all about?
You drove the car last night?
No, I didn't leave the hotel.
Look, officer, I think you'd better tell us what's going on.
Yes, sir. The car was involved in a hit-and-run accident last night. A 12-year-old boy was killed.
Are you sure it was the same car?
Yes, madam, we're sure. We'd like you to come down to the station and answer a few more questions.
Hey, you know that Helen Masters chick? Her and that guy with her just wheeled off with a couple of cops. And I tell you what, none of them were smiling either. What do you reckon they could have done?
I don't know, but I hope they throw in the pound and throw away the key. If it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be down here doing this.
Throw her in the what?
Pound, solitary. Oh, that's what they call it. I saw something about it on telly the other night.
Oh.
Hi, Carpenter. Now, you're very lucky. You could have been sacked on the spot for that incident the other day. I hope you realise that.
Yes, Mr. Harris.
It's on my own responsibility that I'm giving you a second chance. Now, you're not going to be a naughty little girl and let me down, are you?
No, Mr. Harris.
Good. Good.
Well, they got that bloody salt in it.
You found the ground glass in the grass. I tell you what.
You haven't eaten yours.
Yeah, I thought you were on diet anyway. Here, give us your cup, love. I'll read your leaves for you.
Oh, I don't believe in that sort of thing, Dick.
Give us a look. Oh, yes. Yes. You see that? Like a gate opening. Well, that means you're going to be out of here sooner than you think. And you see those bits there? Like horns? Well, that means animals like cows and goats and things. You're going to be living on a farm somewhere in the country. And I can see a young man living with you. Hey, you haven't got a little brother, have you? Funny, I definitely get a little brother. Anyway, you're going to be really happy there, getting up in the morning, milking the cows, feeding the chooks. It's going to be a real paradise.
With a quack, quack here and a quack, quack there. Here a quack, there a quack, everywhere a quack, quack. Old MacDonald had a farm. E-I-E-I-O.
It wasn't Mum's fault. I was the one who told them. I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, you better look after yourself, hadn't you? You know what happens to laggers.
Keep an eye on them. I'll be back in a few minutes.
Take your time. You look as though you should be home in bed.
If I didn't know any better, I'd swear she'd been on the slops.
Morning.
Morning, Doctor. I'm sorry about last night.
That's all right.
Well, I didn't mean to trouble you. I know you have your hands full taking care of all the prisoners. Some more than others, of course.
I treat all the prisoners the same, Vera.
You mean you slapped them all around the way you did Karen Travers the other day?
That was a mistake. Something personal.
There's no need to explain to me, Doctor. It's none of my business how you get your kicks.
I don't believe this. I don't believe they can do it. Charged and released on bail. What sort of a phrase is that? Makes me sound like some cheap criminal. Even if I were guilty, I'd resent it.
Well, it's standard procedure in a case like this.
Standard procedure? Do you know what your standard procedure is going to do to my business?
Oh, will you forget about your damn business for 1 minute? Let's just concentrate on how we're going to get you out of this. And what kind of case have they got?
Absolutely none. What could they have? The whole thing is ridiculous.
Perhaps so. But there's no question that it was your hire car that hit the child. The forensic reports confirmed that.
I told them the car was stolen. I spent the entire night in that room.
Unfortunately, you can't prove it.
I could if you hadn't gone off on a drinking spree.
The fact that the car was found abandoned in a back street some distance from here supports your claim that it was stolen. And I don't think it'll go past a magistrate's court.
Meaning?
It won't go to trial. And one more point in your favour. That's your highest standing in international business circles. And you're a guest in this country. I think you'll get the sympathy of the court.
Well, I'll leave you to straighten it out. Now, I've got business to attend to and a plane to catch.
Plane?
Yes, I'm leaving for New Zealand tomorrow morning.
Well, that's impossible. I mean, the last thing you can think of doing now is leave the country. It's what's known colloquially as skipping bail.
That's ridiculous. I'll be back tomorrow night. No one will even know I've gone.
It's absolutely out of the question. I won't allow it.
I'm employing you, Mr. Guthrie, not the other way round. Now, would you mind leaving? I'm rather busy.
I refuse to accept any further responsibility.
Mr. Guthrie, I'm terribly sorry. You've been very upset. He's right, you know. It's a dumb thing to do.
Call the airport and confirm my booking. I'm going to take a bath.
Yes. Get me the police, would you?
Hey, look. Here's your friend.
What friend?
The friend we were watching on TV yesterday. Says here she's up on a hit and run. Reckon she didn't do it. Says someone pinched her car.
Maybe they did. Huh, what difference would it make with all that money? She could commit murder 10 times over.
Yeah. Says here it was just a kid.
Well, I don't think she did it. You can tell by her face that she's innocent. Anyway, I hope she gets a better lawyer than what I did.
Look, don't waste your pity on her, love. People like that can look after themselves.
Shows you what sort of person she is, doesn't it? Nearly gets me the sack, then goes out and kills some poor kid.
Yeah, well, don't get yourself in a knot about it. Besides, we've got more important things to talk about. Like where I'm going to take you to dinner tomorrow night.
Oh, it's your birthday.
That's right, and you and me are going to celebrate.
But it's your birthday. I should be the one taking you out.
No. I don't want you going out and buying anything either. No. Because just having you here is like having all my Christmases and birthdays at once.
Oh, Eddie.
Just tell me you love me. That's all the present I need.
I love you. I love you. I love you.
Well, where do you want to go? For dinner tomorrow night?
Oh, I don't know, love. You choose.
Well, what about that French place up the road?
Oh, that's too expensive.
Look, we're celebrating, aren't we?
Yeah, but...
Anyway, I reckon that's where we ought to go, and I don't want to hear anything more about it.
My name's Masters. You're holding an airline ticket for me.
Yes, Miss Masters.
I'll take that. Planning on going somewhere, Miss Masters? I'm sure even you realise it's an offence to attempt to leave a country when you're out on bail.
But I have very important business in New Zealand.
Well, it'll have to wait. The only trip you're going to be making is to jail.
Name?
You know my name.
Name?
Helen Masters.
You have been charged with leaving the scene of an accident in which someone was fatally injured and with attempting to leave the country whilst on bail. Correct?
Yes.
Since you've not been convicted, you'll be allowed to wear your own clothes. Go with her, sister.
This way.
No need to itemize them. She'll be keeping them for the time being.
Right, undress and put this on.
I'll do no such thing.
I said undress.
And I said I'll do no such thing. Certainly not with you standing there. Have you any idea who you're talking to?
She's talking to a prisoner who has to be examined and scrubbed to make sure she isn't bringing anything unpleasant in with her. Now strip off.
I will not. Take your hands off me. Let me go.
There's something you'd better learn while you're in here. You do exactly as you're told.
Excuse me. I'm Lynn. I'm supposed to show you to the dining room.
Oh, thank you. Come in. It's very kind of you. If you don't mind, I'll just finish packing.
Oh, sure. Oh, it must be nice to have so many lovely clothes.
Don't know what good they'll do me in here. Don't know why I brought them, really. Suppose they're a kind of security blanket.
Well, you won't be in here long. I know you didn't do it.
Thank you. That's nice that somebody believes me.
Oh, I know what it's like. No one would believe me either when I first came in here, but now they do, and they'll soon prove I'm innocent. Mrs. Jackson's promised me.
I'm sure they will. Perhaps I can help you when I get out.
Do you think you could?
Well, perhaps. What are you in here for?
They say I buried a child alive.
What's going on here? You two are supposed to be in the dining room. Get a move on.
What do you think?
You sit here.
Thank you.
They tell me you like running down little kids.
That'll be enough of that, Lizzie. Nothing's been proved. Yet. I'm B.
Hello.
That's Karen and Doreen. Oh, and that's Mum. That's Lizzie. And you know Lynn. Oh, and that's Frankie. But you wouldn't want to know her. She's uncouth.
So, you're in the makeup business, eh?
Yes, I am.
Oh, I've got a cousin who's an Avon lady. That's something I'd always like to do.
I'm sure you'll be very good at it.
Oh, thanks.
Well, anyone can do anything if they've got the money. How much do you pay for that dress, eh?
It's not just money. Money doesn't buy good taste.
Sorry if the company round here is a little rougher than you're used to. We don't get a very good class of guest.
Yes. I'm sure we'll all get along very well.
Well, that remains to be seen.
Anybody that has to do something like that has to be
How do you know?
Will you stop eating that?
Come in. Oh, Meg, rather bad news, I'm afraid, about Lynn Warner. I've heard a call from Jack Holborn. He couldn't find anything, just a lot of dead ends. Certainly no grounds for an appeal.
But he's going to keep looking.
He says they'd just be wasting time.
Wasting time? Erica, that girl's innocent. I'm certain of it.
I'm not so sure. If there were anything to find, Jack would have found it.
She's going to be shattered when I tell her.
I know. That's why I'd rather you didn't. At least, not for the moment. I don't want her going off her food again. She's only just getting over the last episode.
All right.
Helen Masters, where is she?
She's in the dining room with the others.
Well, I'll see her after the meal.
You're always bloody starving. You're in a flaming stomach. Doesn't exactly do it. What's the matter? Not good enough for you?
No, it isn't. No one should have to eat food like this.
Hey, Miss Masters. I think it tastes all right.
Doesn't everything to you? If you don't like it, you can always complain to the chef.
I might just do that. I've only been here for a couple of hours, and I do have some influential friends. I might just give them a few very choice words about the intolerable conditions in here.
That's right, love. You tell them what you want, darling.
Maybe she can do something to help us.
Oh, who are you kidding? You think she's interested in the likes of us? She's only trying to get you on side so she has an easy time of it in here.
You ought to be nice to Miss Masters, Frankie. After all, she's one of the world's top beauty consultants. If you let her work on you for a few days, she might be able to pass you off for human. On a dark night.
All right. Anderson, Doyle, clear the tables.
I'll do it.
Oh, caught Miss Goody Two-Shoes over there. She's trying to... Miss Masters. Want to have a ride, make us? Here, caught Miss Lizzie here.
Doyle, you clumsy idiot. Can't you do anything? Clean it up.
Now, just a minute. It wasn't her fault. This girl pushed her.
I see. In that case, you clean it up. Get down there on your knees and clean it up.
Sorry, Mr. Harris.
Don't worry. He won't dismiss you over a couple of broken plates. Of course, I'll expect you to put in a bit of extra time to make up the breakage.
Yes, all right. What about that salary advance I asked for? You said you'd think about it.
Still thinking about it? Something we can discuss later on, when the others have gone home.
You better watch out for him. Sooner or later, he'll put the hard word on you. He always does with the young ones.
Yeah, well, I'll have to worry about that when it happens.
Well, if it were me, I'd get out before then.
I can't. I need the money.
Well, as long as you're making her happy, that's what counts.
Oh, you don't want to worry about that, Beamy, old love. She's on top of the world, I promise you. As a matter of fact, I'm not all that unhappy myself.
Yeah, well, I stick up the other times.
What you did in there, dobbing Karen in, that's the kind of thing that can make you a lot of enemies in here.
I simply stated the facts. That girl was getting into trouble for something that wasn't her fault. I just couldn't sit there and watch an innocent person suffer.
I didn't need your help. I can fight my own battles without help from you or anyone else.
That's the way you feel about it?
The governor wants to see you.
Oh, yes.
Oh, God, cop her.
So that's Helen Masters, eh?
Yeah.
And everyone's bad books already by the sound of it.
You're right.
Hey, Marilyn will be tickled pink. She complained to the hotel management. Got Marilyn transferred to the kitchen.
Well, now, is that right? You know, I'm really beginning to dislike Miss Helen Masters. Hey, Doreen, Lizzie, I think it's about time we straightened our new guest out on a few things. Hey, Karen, you're the one she lagged on. You want to come along?
Yeah. Yeah, why not?
Oh, very smart.
Put those things down! What do you think you're doing in here?
What we're doing, love, is getting a couple of things straight. Now, we don't care if you're in here for 20 years or 20 minutes. You've got to learn the rules. And the first rule is you don't ever tell a screw anything about anything. Got that?
I think she's got it.
And there's another thing. You might call it a personal matter. I don't like my friends being given a hard time.
Then what you talking about?
I'm talking about Marilyn, the girl that you reported at the hotel for being rude.
Well, what's she got to do with it?
She's our friend.
I don't care whose friend she is. She was no good at her job. She deserved to be reported.
Oh, you still have got a lot to learn.
What do you want? I want to make a deal. You stop smart-mouthing me in front of the others and I'll stop giving you a hard time.
Forget it. You won't be giving anyone a hard time from now on. It's going to be the other way around.
Don't you believe it? I've got ways of getting at you or anyone else without screwing up my parole.
That right? And what would happen to your precious parole if you pushed me down the stairs and broke my arm?
Wouldn't be stupid enough to do it that way, would I?
But you might be accused of it, mightn't you, like I was?
You've been getting too friendly with being that lot. What you want to take her side for?
I'd say it was the only side.
Yeah, well, being a mate's are going to get what's coming to them, and when they do, I don't want to see you getting hurt.
Why not?
Because I think there's something special.
You're sick.
Yeah, well, that doesn't mean I won't hurt you if I have to.
Delayed? What do you mean he's delayed? What happened?
It's nothing to get upset about.
Would you mind leaving us alone, please?
Sorry, can't do that.
Now, let's you and I understand each other, shall we? The moment I get out of here, every newspaper, radio, and television station in this city is going to want to interview me about what it's like in here.
And you'll be able to tell them, won't you? Nobody has a visitor without an officer present.
I see prison life has dulled your sense of the political.
James, this is no joking matter. This place is a madhouse. The women in here have threatened to kill me. I could get out of here if you said we were together.
That's perjury, Helen. Besides, it wouldn't work. I was seen drinking in that bar by at least a dozen people. You want the rest of the bad news? The police have found a witness. And he's certain he saw a woman driving. But he wouldn't be able to identify her.
I can't believe it. It's getting more and more insane. None of this would have happened if you'd stayed with me that night.
Will you stop worrying? I made sure the press heard your side of the story. And the fact that you're in jail has got you a lot of sympathy. It could even end up working for us. Just sit tight a little longer. Trust me.
Look, if I was a bit abrupt in there, it's just that I'm under a great deal of pressure worrying about my business affairs. Well, you're obviously a person of considerable responsibility yourself. I'm sure you must understand. Well, you must find it very depressing working in here in those drab uniforms. But your makeup, so stark and unflattering. Surely you don't have rules about that as well.
There isn't any point in trying to look attractive in here. Something you'll realize after you've been here a while.
see. I wouldn't go on sitting there if I was you, miss. When Lizzie looks like that, it means she's going to have one of her turns.
Is there something the matter with her?
Mind you, she doesn't mean any harm. And she's always sorry afterwards.
I don't understand.
Well, you see, Lizzie's not her real name. It's more sort of a nickname.
Yes?
As in Lizzie Borden.
Oh. Please ask them to give me back my axe, miss.
Enough of that. Can't you see that they're pulling your leg?
That's very good. No, I mean it. I'm sure you could sell it if you wanted to.
Finished, eh?
Yeah.
Oh, about that salary advance you asked me for, I'm afraid it's against my policy. But in your case, I'm prepared to make an exception.
Thanks. When can I have it?
Oh, wait a minute. First of all, you've got to show me how much you appreciate it.
I appreciate it.
You can do better than that.
No, damn it, no! If I have to do this, I'll do it on my own terms. You can stick your job and your money.
Hello?
Hi. You finished work already?
No, I was just driving past. Thought I'd pop in, see how you're going. How's your day been?
Fine.
I saw that friend of yours in the jail today, Helen Masters. Didn't look too happy either. Seems B and her friends are giving her a bit of her own back.
Well, serves her right.
Yeah, I guess. Anyway, better get back. See you in a couple of hours. Make yourself beautiful. Because tonight's the night, eh? Yeah.
I want to work again, but just one job. Okay, what's the address?
You took your time getting here.
Well, there's no need to take that attitude, Miss Masters. If you'd have taken my advice in the first place, you wouldn't be in this predicament.
What's happening?
Well, I think I'm making progress with the appeal, but I take it you're antagonizing the prison authorities. That's not going to help our case.
James said something about another witness.
Yes, that won't help much either, I'm afraid. But I'm pretty confident. Let's say 70 to 80%.
Well, that's not very good, is it?
Well, in the circumstances, that's the best I can offer. Of course, it would improve matters if you tried to cooperate.
Yes. Maybe you're right.
Eddie?
What?
Happy birthday.
Oh, love, I told you not to buy me anything.
I wanted to.
Wow. Where'd you get the money?
I got an advance on my salary.
What, a whole year? I mean, this must have cost a fortune.
I got a good discount. You see, I know this guy who's in the business, and...
You're not back on the game, are you?
No, I told you I got a good discount.
You don't get this sort of money washing dishes.
Eddie, I don't like being cross-examined. If you can't take my word for it...
Look, I'll take your word for it if you look me in the face and tell me you're not back on the game. Now tell me.
I thought you trusted me. I thought you loved me.
Yes? The master's woman wants to see you. She says it's urgent.
Oh, right. Yes. What is it? I have a very important meeting this evening.
I wanted you to know I'm calling off my application for bail. I was brought in here in spite of the fact that I am innocent. Now it's a matter of principle. There's a point to be made, and to make it, I intend to remain in here until my trial.